The Broncos did everything right. They battled the undefeated Chiefs. They had the Chiefs on the ropes. It feels like I'm lost for words because I know that there was no reason that the Broncos should have lost that game. We should be sitting here in the Toyota's Winner Lounge, but unfortunately, we're in the Toyota's Losers Lounge, brought to you by Bet365. You can download the Bet365 app, use code DNVR365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets and a code to get the first 2 months of Altitude Plus courtesy of Bet365. I don't know, what we just witnessed. Like, the game plan we talked about before the game was exactly what the Broncos did. Bo Nix was sensational as a rookie quarterback. He came into the Chiefs' kingdom and played in a really tough environment and played really well. Cortland had a good game. The O-line did really good all the way up into the last play of the game. The play where you needed everybody just to put everything you had into it. If we can get this done, like we win the game and go home winners, how do you lose like that?
It's
Houseway.
Houseway. Nah, that's sickening. You know what I mean? You mentioned it. We played a 58 minutes of great football. Like you mentioned, Bo looked really good. Sut came on late. I think early he's dropped a few passes that
for sure
he definitely should have came down with. But hey, when it mattered, he went out there and they put a drive together. They got it down there to put you in field goal position. I mean, that's a chip shot. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I mean, I'm Rich Utah. It's a loss for words because it really wasn't much that you could complain about when it came to the Broncos this game. They played for real a perfect game.
Yep.
And to have the victory right there to grab it and they come out with a loss, you know what I'm saying? It's it's like that what if.
I'm gonna be that devil's advocate on this one. I'm gonna be on the opposite, dog. Y'all said perfect game going into this thing. I say this was a very inconsistent game once again. Yes, they battled. They did do battle. They came out the second half and did nothing. The offense did nothing in the second half. They put together a drive in the fourth quarter.
They did not score.
At the end of the game, and did not score.
I agree.
Did not score at all. They was very inconsistent in that second half of the game, and that's why we ended up losing today. And that offense, I lost for words. That old line, I don't know what they was doing today. They couldn't block the blitz. They couldn't block the run. They couldn't block the freaking field goal. They couldn't do anything today.
See, I think you're just upset about the field goal because I feel like they did decent today. I mean, Estime looked good today. He didn't fumble, right?
He didn't
so that's a plus. He looked good. The run game, I like the way that Estime ran.
Yep.
I thought Bo
14 carries,
was
53
efficient
yards.
and kept the ball moving.
It wasn't because of that O-line, I tell you that.
You hurt. I think
you just heard about that last play. I felt like this was the best.
I'm talking about when Estime was getting his yardage. Estime was out there running through their backs because they was in the way, bouncing off them, picking up yardage. Get out of his way. Let him get up and get that yak. Get out of his way. Bo Nix had to go back there running 50, 60 yards for sacks because y'all couldn't pick up a blitz.
That was ridiculous.
They did.
And then you get punted on the field goal.
Yeah.
I feel like this was the best. This is the most complete game for Bo for me. I felt like Bo looked good today.
Yeah.
I don't know. Today, this is the best game, in my opinion, when it came to Bo. So
Great game
I don't know. They put 14 points up.
But that's not enough.
That's way.
But when you talk about playing the Chiefs, like, you can't be perfect.
It looked better.
Yeah.
So it wasn't going to be a perfect game no matter who you're playing, but did they do enough to win this game? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what the saddest part of it is that you're playing a division rival, so you know the game's going to be close. And if you do enough to win the game, you come with a loss. Like, Baltimore, we didn't do anything to win that game. Right. This game, this was ours. I think they controlled the line of scrimmage for the most part, the Broncos did. They did a really good job, minus a couple calls from the refs on defense. They did enough to win the game.
Yeah,
14 points is not a lot, and you want the offense to score more. But, I mean, you have a chip shot to win the game with 1 second left on the clock. Like,
Yo,
that's
line
all
got to
you can
hold
ask
up.
for. I agree.
I ain't blaming
agree.
nobody else in that offense at all.
Yeah.
It's one group and one group only. And my game changers that I had put out there. My game changers
That's why he's hurt.
went
That's
out
why
there
he's
and
hurt.
laid an egg today.
Yeah.
Gave up 2 sacks. Gave up 2 sacks for what? Almost
33.
33 yards.
But listen to
Yeah.
this, though.
Come on,
But
big
listen,
fellas.
we got to be fair, too. When it really mattered, they drove down the field to put the kicker in field position to win the game.
They did.
So
They did.
out of all that you said, and you're totally right, when it counted and when it mattered, and I was waiting to see. I was like, all right, let's see if they could go down there and get field goal position.
Yeah.
They did that.
They did it. They
So,
did it.
Ah.
They did it.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
did it. It was
did
a
so
great game
cleanly.
overall.
Like, that was such a great drive at the end, too. Like, it wasn't just like they got down there. They ground the clock out. Like,
Yes.
they were
6
running
minutes.
the football when the defense knew they were running the football.
Yep.
6
Bo
minutes.
made that incredible throw to
Cortland.
Cortland.
Yep.
Cortland caught it. Like,
Hold on. Which one?
the 3rd and 6.
The 36.
across the middle.
What you
Yep.
mean? You seen it.
No.
The 6
that was
receptions.
against
The
Trent
6
Big
receptions.
Pass.
Yeah,
I
against
think that was
Trent
a
Big
6 reception, wasn't it?
Wide open, but yeah, good
Yes.
pass. That was,
Yeah, that was a good one.
So if you took Cortland for 6 receptions
Yeah. When it
today, you got
mattered.
that
When it
for
mattered.
sure on that catch.
So what? What else? That's
Oh,
all?
then they missed the field goal. They got blocked, yeah. Up until that point, it's just incredible.
No, they played a
my
great game. I thought it was
goodness.
overall good team game completely. That's not the problem here. If they played a great game or not, they definitely did that. It was one group and one group only today, and
Wow.
I had a lot of pride in my group because they've been doing it. They've been holding it down all season long. They've been doing a great job, and today I just feel like they just wasn't there.
Yeah, when you need it, like the rest of the game does not matter. Like you always get those plays within a game where like first quarter I wish I could have did this better. Third
Yep.
quarter I wish I could have did this better. And then you get an opportunity where none of that matters. Like it doesn't matter how you play, it doesn't matter how many tackles you miss. You get one opportunity to put your stamp on the game and you guys can still win the game. And then you know that when you review film, it's never that bad once you win. Like, you know, a couple things get brushed over. And the O-line, in particular, had an opportunity to find a way to win the game. It doesn't matter how they played. It doesn't matter they didn't score the entire second half. This was their time to shine and their opportunity to go and say, we're better than the Chiefs. The Chiefs are undefeated. We're better. We came in there, gave them their first L. Like, this was like a huge game. Like, this puts the
Big game.
Broncos in the running for the AFC West. Like, it could have meant something. And I wanted the O-line to treat it as such with that last play of the game. And it just looked like they got touched and fell over.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's always weird on those field goals because everybody lines up. Like you'll notice, I forget who the tight end was on the right edge, but he doesn't even move. Like he stands there. It's like you just let him go around. And I wonder if there's something like that with Forsythe because he just got knocked backwards. It seems like you just hold your ground and it's you make the kick.
You lock in your legs, you punch, you step down, you hold your weight in. Nothing in the playground or the playbook says fall backwards. Nothing to just say let them push you backwards like
No
that.
flopping?
There's no flopping on that, dog. You got to hold up.
And it's not
hold
easy.
ground.
I mean,
it's
like,
not easy,
you
but
got 600 to 900 pounds pushing you at one time. Like, I'm not saying that you're supposed to hold up and they can't give any ground. But if anything, like, your momentum should be forward, not backwards. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you beat me, it has to be like climbing over the top, which is a penalty. Like, I'm not gonna let you
Just
get
run me
underneath
over.
me and push me over. And that's what I hated to see with that last play.
that
man.
was a dagger.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I guess what makes it hurt the most is that, all right, yeah, we could all have said that, okay, and a lot of the narrative was, okay, the Broncos had a chance to win, but what was the likelihood? Who knows? Maybe 50-50, but everyone was really expecting the Chiefs to kind of roll and win. I mean, people out of Denver, right? So, I mean, but to lose like how you did and you have the win, I think
You
that's
got
what
it.
hurts.
You
I
got
mean,
it.
that's all that hurts.
Yes.
It's like, bro,
Yeah.
what's the likely? 9 times out of 10, that's going to be good. There's going to be
That
no
was
block.
great. Yeah.
Does it hurt worse than 41-10 last week?
Yes.
Absolutely. Way
That's
worse.
what I'm
Yes.
saying.
But
Way
at
worse.
the end of the day,
That's
though,
not even a discussion.
but you leave that game saying like, oh, this team just can't compete. Like you play a contender, you're out of it. But then this week you go up against the best team in the NFL. Like there are
That's
positives
why
you
it
can
hurts
take
more.
from this.
No.
Okay.
That's why it hurts more because you know this is the best team in the NFL, the only undefeated team in the NFL, and we had them beat. Like the game was over.
Yep.
1 second left, the game was over.
You made the
I'd
third and
rather
sixth
lose.
row.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'd much rather lose by 31 than lose
by
Yeah.
one
by a
point.
Like
block
When I
field
had the
goal.
1 point there.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. And it's not even like it was a long field goal.
No,
That was a very makeable
no,
field
you set
goal.
it up perfectly.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
They got to the right hash like he wanted to.
Oh yeah.
First play before that, Bo Nix, takes a knee on the right hash because that's where
That
Will
where he
Lutz
went?
wants to kick it from. We're going to get it right to where his spot is.
Yeah, it's
He's
tough.
making them all year, making them in pregame. Game is ours. Game is ours. But before we go any further, I got to talk about my boy, Philip Lindsay. He's not here today. Hank is filling in. He was here. He was on set. He was ready to hang out with us. But unfortunately, he got a call. He couldn't be here. Be here with us. Another media conglomerate, trying to take, our
business
shine
is
away.
business.
When
Saying
you're
not shying away.
when you're the big dog, sometimes Chihuahuas like to chomp at your ankles, but it is what it is. You take it with a grain of salt. But my boy Hank is here, and we're having a good time.
Yeah, you guys give me instead.
Exactly.
A great feeling. A great feeling.
So let's talk about Bo. For me, he was my game changer, and although the team didn't play or didn't get the win like we hoped, I think Bo had a really good game. He was 23 of 30. He had 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 115 rating. For me, for a rookie quarterback going against a top tier defense, I think everybody will rank them in the top 5 of defenses in the entire NFL. He had a really good day. I think he would have had more yards. There was a couple drop balls by some receivers, but Bo Nix ultimately had a really good day against this team, and he did enough for the Broncos to get a win.
I don't think we talking about just a good day. I think he had a real great day.
Yeah.
I think Bo Nix is what we talked about, getting over that hump and starting to become an actual NFL quarterback. Before we were saying, oh, dang, I was saying, I don't think he got a good presence, right? He just runs all the time. No, our O-line can't block, and he does a good job to get away from pressure. And you can see, he's settling down now. He's starting to figure out, let me get out the box, settle back down, make plays, to be able to, even though they was hitting him on a third down, heavy pressures like that, for him to be able to get back and react as quick as he does, his presence and his wherewithal to be able to move around in that pocket is very phenomenal, dude.
Yeah.
And I love to see it. I think he's definitely starting to develop and becoming an NFL quarterback for sure.
I got to hear from Knowshon because, I heard you say something today that I haven't heard you ever say. You know what I'm saying? You thought this was your favorite game from Bo. This is Bo's best game. So I got to hear.
I think he's starting to be a believer.
I got to hear what you felt like you saw from Bo today.
No, I thought it was a really good game from him. I think it was all aspects of the game. When he had to do it with his legs and get out the pocket and make a throw on the run, he did. When the line was doing a good job and giving him a good pocket, he just stood there, made the throws. Right? I didn't see finicky in there. I didn't see indecisiveness. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I saw make the throw. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, someone's in my face. Let me get out real quick. Make the throw, right? And that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
And I want to see that consistently, right? So I thought this was the best game from him. Out of all the games, even the Carolina game, whatever, all those games.
Yeah.
I think this, I don't know, he just looked different to me today. So I was looking for him to get that win.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow. Yeah. No, it was
So
by
what do
far
y'all
his
think?
best game.
You think so?
By far his best game. I mean, the only real complaints are that when he was getting sacked, he turned and sprinted the other direction and turned him into long sacks. There was that run when they were kind of backed up in the fourth quarter where he did the same thing, just tried to circle back. But, I mean, that's if that's what you're complaining about, the sacks were a little bit too long, the 2 sacks were a little bit too long, that's a good day.
Yeah.
When there should have been a lot more sacks. And like I said, his presence to be in that pocket, to get up out of there real quick and be able to move as fast as he does is just phenomenal. He's definitely showing some presence in that pocket. So I take my words back from last week when I said he did not have pocket presence. I'm definitely going to take that back.
Yeah,
He's
Bo's
getting better.
He's getting better week in and week out, and I think he's more athletic than people realize. I think he has a better command over the offense than people realize and understand. And he has a good arm, man. He's putting the ball where it needs to be. Sometimes people catch it, sometimes people drop it. That's just the nature of football. But I think Bo is playing some really, really good football, especially for a young player. And somebody this team is going to lean on for the next, 15 years if he has a career that can last that long. He has a real opportunity to be the man and be the guy here in Denver for a long time. So hats off to Bo. He's playing good football. Another guy we got to talk about is Audric Estime.
Yeah.
Got a majority of carries tonight. He only averaged 3.8 carry, but he had 53 yards on 14 attempts. Did not fumble. Did not fumble the ball, which is most important as a running back, and played some really good football.
Yeah, I thought he ran the ball well as well today. I do still get nervous when I don't see the offhand come on the ball in traffic. I mean, that's like the first reaction you should have when you're in traffic and people are grabbing you and grabbing your legs. You put your other hand on the ball.
When do you learn that? When do you learn to do that as a running back? Is that like first grade, second grade?
Hey, whenever you start being competitive, okay. I mean that's in high school. That's early. That's it's something that you got to work on, but at the same time, it's a normal thing. Like when you feel pressure, you put your offhand on the ball, and then like his first carry, he gets it a little stretch to the left. Mm-hmm. And where's the ball when he gets the handoff? It's in his right hand, and the defense is coming from the inside out.
Yeah.
That just irked me. I'm like, bro, how your first carry, you have the ball in the wrong hand? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just little things like that, bro, that you got to get consistent with. That's going to hurt you in the long run. Or when your elbow's not on your rib cage. Like, little things. So, I mean, it was a good day on the ground. He didn't fumble, like you said, but it's still things I see that he has to work on.
Mm-hmm. Well, the worst is when he takes the arm off. Like sometimes he'll get into traffic and he'll like cover it with both arms, and then all of a sudden he starts trying to fight guys off again. You're like, wait, no, you did the right thing. You did the right thing. Leave that there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he wants every yard right now.
Yeah.
And sometimes, what did Sean say? You got to know when the party's over.
Yeah.
Sometimes, 6-7 yards, that's good enough. You don't need to fight for any more. You can go ahead and get down, and we're happy with that. But
I like the way he was running, though.
He runs hard.
Runs
powerful, yeah.
Super hard.
Real strong. I love to see it. So,
and that was something we hadn't seen really from the backs. Like we saw shifty, we saw quick, but just like downhill, even run through the O-lineman's back for 4 yards. Like you're in my way. Watch out. Yeah. We hadn't seen that from Javonte or Jaleel, so it's something different. Good to see. Let's talk about another running back. Somebody who nobody expected to be a running back today. Marvin Mims. Is he like our Taysom Hill? Our do-it-all? He doesn't play quarterback, but kind of like Deebo Samuel. He kind of does everything we need now, right?
I like it. I think about 3 weeks ago, the Broncos built a package for him. I ran like 3 plays. I can't remember which game it was, and I got to talk to him about it, and he loved it, obviously. He's like, this is electric. Like, it's kind of weird just staring linebackers in the eye, but other than that, it's awesome. And I like the idea of building on it because he has the speed back there. He's a Pro Bowl returner. If you get him the ball, there's a chance he makes something happen. And they just haven't gotten much production in the receiving game out of their running back, so I think it's a nice little twist, especially for a guy who, you spent a second-round draft pick on him. The receiving part, playing as a receiver, hasn't really worked. Just see what happens. Give it a try. If it works, keep running with it.
Yeah, he can turn out to be like a little Alvin Kamara for Sean Payton, right?
Yeah,
Somebody you can hit those screens with. You can get the little dump offs. You can get a guy who can come out like he did today. Little swing passes. Give those to him. You definitely need a back in the backfield. The biggest thing you got to get him to make some moves, right? That's the biggest thing. But I think they're going to use him a lot. I think the more you give him touches in that backfield, the more he develop, the more he get a little bit better understanding how to run from back there. It's gonna definitely help this offense out a lot, and not just help the offense out. It's gonna help Bo out a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, it was weird though, cause like
he didn't feel like a running back.
Right. It's like the things that he was doing as the running back there, little scat routes or whatever the case may be. I feel like Jaleel could do the same exact thing.
But Jaleel didn't.
So why? No, I'm just saying, like, why wasn't he in there?
Because he did.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he did 2 carries for 12 yards.
Well, I was just saying, if he got the same carries that Mims had, the same exact plays, right? Just switch the people. I think it would have been the same exact thing that Mims did, or better. So I don't know. Are you just trying to get Mims? Just get him involved in what's going on because he is a weapon, right? Or is it? Are you guys thinking, Jaleel can't do these things? That's where I was with it. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I think Jaleel catch the ball at the backfield, could do everything that Mims is doing. So I don't know. It was weird, but it was different. So it was cool. It was fine, but just weird.
No, I agree because I feel like Mims and Jaleel are, I don't want to say similar, but they're similar body types. And the only difference is I feel like Mims is probably a little bit more faster with straight line speed. But let's talk about like agility and ability to make guys miss. That's what Jaleel has. And in some of those situations, like Mims was going down with the first contact, where I feel like Jaleel has constantly shown in the red zone multiple times scoring touchdowns. He can make the first guy miss and make plays. I don't know why they're not using him, but it did feel weird that it feels like it would be the same plays that Jaleel would have ran.
Yeah. And I also think if you're going to play Marvin in the backfield, you need to get him downfield. Like that in theory should be your matchup. It's like you have a linebacker on him, let him run like a deep corner, run a post, something where you can take advantage of that. And we still haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, Hank, you sound like a real offensive coordinator.
Well, that's me. That's me.
I love that. No, but yeah, like Christian McCaffrey, like all those 7 routes at the backfield, those vertical routes, like that all needs to be added into what Marvin Mims can do because he's naturally a wide receiver. And before we go any further, I got to tell you about our friends over at Toyota. Toyota is the official vehicle of the DNVR. Toyota definitely has you covered. They have over 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the Epic 4Runner. You guys know winter is coming. Winter is here for me. If you guys have been shoveling your driveway like I have, winter is definitely here, and the snow is no joke. So you got to have something that can get you through all terrains, whether it's the snow, the mud, the mountains. Colorado, you know, we get all the seasons, so you got to make sure you're well taken care of. If you're looking for something different, they also have 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. You need something that's going to run for a lot of miles and keep you safe and warm. You got to check out Toyota, and specifically, you got to check out the Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. The Auto Nation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, the Corwin Toyota in Boulder, the Groove Toyota in Littleton, the Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson's Toyota East in Lakewood, and Stevenson's Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of the DNVR.
What's up? What's up? Shout out to our partners at UC Health. So this week we're gonna be talking about man's health, man. We were talking about just taking care of yourself. That's really the biggest thing. I think, you know, UC Health is trying to do a good job of collecting data, and the biggest thing they started to realize is that men are neglecting their health, man, and that's the biggest cause to why we ain't doing a good job of having longevity on this earth, right? Making sure we be able to see our grandchildren, be there, lift them up, run around, chase them on the field. We got to make sure we diving in and going to check in on our health. And one way they're doing that is UC Health have made it easy for everybody. They have features online where you can sign up at UC Health, make appointments. You can download the app and you can sign up, get your appointment, go in there, get your screening. No matter what age you are, they want you to come in and get checked out. You know, every 1 to 3 years you want to come in and get checked out. Up to 64 years old, you want to come out and do that, and you want to do it pretty much every 1 to 3 years. You want to come get checked out, and they're going to be checking for your blood work, blood sugar. They're going to do cholesterol. They're going to do your liver, kidneys, everything they basically can check out, and you want to be able to go out there and get it done. One question I want you to think about when you're going to think about your health as a man. Think about this, guys. The question I have for you: are you making it a priority in your life right now? And what are the different things are you doing to make sure fitness is on the top of your list? So for me, guys, the biggest thing I did for my health was I did the 75 hard challenge the last couple years. So I dropped 40 pounds to get the weight up off me, and appreciate it. So going from 280, 285 down to 240 has been phenomenal for my health, and definitely worked a lot. So I think that's been something big for me. Just make sure I put my health on top of that since I've been retired. So if you guys want to get into this, definitely go check it out. Go to UC Health dedication page on their health page to see more information and join in on the conversations as well. Contain the resources for men to take charge of their health at uchealth.org/man's health. That's where you can find your information. Go get it, guys. Take care of your body.
And thank you guys for joining us on the Broncos post-game show presented by Bet365. Remember to download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, and a code for the first 2 months of Out2 Plus courtesy of Bet365. Now, we talked about the offense a lot. And I got to give some love to defense, man. I felt like 16 points to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Phenomenal.
I mean, they have been playing really good offensively. It hasn't been all Patrick Mahomes all year, but they've gotten over 30 points twice this year. And they're averaging more than 21 points every single game. So to hold this team to 16 points, this defense is really playing some elite football. And do you guys know who the leading receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs was today?
Leading receiver?
It was probably Hunt.
Was it P. Ryan?
It was Kareem Hunt.
Oh, was it?
Kareem Hunt.
Anytime
he was earlier.
Anytime you play an offense and you can make their running back their leading receiver, you are doing a phenomenal job. That means that you are locking down the outsides, and they have Xavier Worthy, DeAndre Hopkins. They have some talented, receivers and tight ends. Travis Kelce, you can't forget about him. He was the second leading receiver. But the Broncos did their job defensively. 16 points. Anytime you're playing the Chiefs, you should be able to get a win.
Man, talking about doing your job, not even just they got sacks on the quarterback. 4 sacks today? Mm-hmm. They stopped the run. That's why they had to start throwing the ball out to Hunt because he couldn't run the ball.
Yep.
So when you just talk about just overall just a defensive game, completely, they did their job today.
Yeah.
They did their job today.
I mean, they could have more sacks, too.
Easily. Nick Bonito was playing like
Bonito
a
should have
dog.
man, himself.
But just those little things, like you jump when you get close because he pump fakes, or like he slips away from one guy. It's just over and over and over. They really could have had him on the ground the entire game.
No, they were. I think the defense was playing really well, and they played well enough to win this game, even with a little bit of help from the what do you call them? The black and whites out there, the referees,
the zebras.
The zebras. We got a play to show you guys, which was the Broncos stopped the Chiefs, and they were going to have to punt the ball, and they called illegal contact downfield. Now, as a defender, we know the rules, or I know the rules to be that you're able to stand your ground. So you cannot hold a player or impede a player's forward progress. But if you are in front of a player and he chooses to run through your face, that is not illegal contact. I am able to hold my ground as a defender, and I don't have to let this guy run me over. I don't have to jump out of his way. Now, they called this a penalty, and I think it was a terrible call, and this leads to 7 points for the Chiefs. I think just plays like this alone, if the refs don't get involved, the Broncos win this game and don't have to even have that last-second field goal. But the refs made so many terrible calls within this game. I don't know if the Chiefs are paying them. I don't know if Andy Reid has a little deal with it. I don't know what's going on, but it feels like there's some money being exchanged.
We did have the clip earlier hearing Patrick Mahomes tell the refs, hey, inform me when guys are getting closer. Hey, ref, when the guy get a little closer, just let me know. Just let me know he's right there, right? So, hey, it might be some money out there going around. Hey, refs, we're gonna check the pay studs.
Somebody's getting paid. You saying no?
I'm just saying it's a time and place and a time to make calls, right? And yeah, that wasn't probably a time to throw your flag. But you got 2 hands on him as well.
What do
coming
you mean?
across. You're coming across, but then he grabs him kind of.
Bro,
I'm pushing a little bit, but you don't leave it up to the refs to throw that call.
So I have to let him run through my face, and I have to just be like...
Do you have to put 2 hands on him, or couldn't you just hit him with 1? He's running through me, I'm hitting him with 1 and keep on going. He put his arms around him.
He just touched as he went past.
Oh, he just touched me? Okay. I don't know. It is tacky, and I don't think that was a call. It shouldn't have been a call.
Definitely shouldn't
have
been a
call. But don't give it and don't put it into the ref's hands, but yeah, it probably shouldn't have been called. But to say that was the reason still, I don't know. It's 1-on-1.
That was a big turn in the game.
It's 1-on-1.
It was huge.
It's 1-on-1. You got 1 with the Jets. So now 1 got back to you.
So you're saying
1 got back to you.
5 games ago?
1 got back to you.
That
They weren't supposed to win that game.
You're saying 5 games ago.
I'm just saying. Now it's even. You weren't supposed to win that one. You won it. You were supposed to win this one. You did. Even.
I don't know if I love that logic.
Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
He didn't like the logic.
You weren't supposed to win that one and did. You weren't supposed to win that one. We did. Yeah. I love it. And we were supposed to win this one. Did.
At the end of the day, the rest didn't even matter. Like you got down there. You had the field goal. Like you had them beat. Like that was it. Like you had won the game. All you gotta do is one of the easiest things in the game, which is just make the field goal.
Make the field.
He has. I mean,
It never make the
That's
field goal.
80%.
It wasn't even make the field goal because he didn't even get to kick the damn field goal out there. And get the block.
Yeah,
got
it's the
blocked.
easiest
Make the
job
block.
of the day.
yeah.
It's not like you have to block for 2 seconds.
Just block.
Just for a
Just
half. Just
pop, pop,
just get in the
poop.
way for
Yeah, it's gone.
Poop.
Just get in the way.
Just get in the
Come
way.
on.
Don't even block. Just get
Just
in the
don't
way.
fall backwards and get run over.
Like
That was bad. Yeah.
Let me ask
See
you.
if you have the picture of that because that was like, it felt like nobody was there. It was bad. Go ahead. What's your question?
I
though?
guess
that's really it. I'm with Ryan Weber out here.
What Ryan
It's
said?
on one lineman and one lineman only.
it was like that
dude.
whole left side.
Say his name.
Like, he got
that whole left side though.
bruh. What was it? Hey, it was a slobber knocker up in that
It was
It was a slobber
this
knocker
was that
up
kind
there,
of
bro.
game.
What?
Yeah, I'm done with you. Going into this next game though, Falcons. I mean, how's the morale in the locker room right now?
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. We pissed that we lost, but we're good. Like we know they're trash. Like we
you're
know,
so
like
mad,
dang,
yeah.
we should have whooped them. Like
Oh,
we
so
had
mad.
them. Like I don't think you're like
No.
you're not sulking or you're down. You're just pissed that you let that one go.
This is the year. This is like funny because like I think this is the time where they all know they got a great team, and it's like we're right there. We're one step
Yeah.
right there, right? And it sucks to say because you can say this pretty much every week all the time. But when you look at this team and the performance that they put in week and week out, it's really just cleaning up the smallest mistakes.
Yep.
The smallest mistakes, and they're going to execute and dominate a lot of teams going forward. If we just can clean up the smallest little penalties, and it can be refs just playing favoritism sometimes because they get hit with penalties. A lot of times you be like, you really just called that on this side of the ball when the play was all over there, but it's just those little small little details.
But that's
that you get
ridiculous
hit
for
on.
me because we know the difference between a good team and a great team is all those small mistakes.
It's
So
like getting
that-
caught on those small mistakes or not.
It's not. You know
But
what I'm
I
saying?
don't
though?
know if- I don't
Like
know if you
you got to
know
be
that
great
until
in the
you're there.
small mistakes, though.
I don't think you know that until you're there. Like you have to be put in those positions to know like, oh, that's what is the difference between winning and losing the game. Like the Broncos weren't even in positions last year. I mean, we beat the Chiefs, yes, but there wasn't a lot of games that we were about to win with a walk-off field goal to know that no matter what, Alex, you do not get blown up on this play. Everybody sink in, all those little details. Sometimes I feel like teams have to go through them to be able to talk like, hey, this is a detail, 2-minute drives, end of half type things, like all those small details. Or you feel like they should know that going into games?
Nah, your sense of awareness. I mean, it's
think
the
they know that.
game-winning field goal.
Yeah, no, I get.
Like, how you not ready and
I get-
prepared?
hey.
And it's not even just that. You know they running out on the sideline and say, hey, guys, they stay tight. You know they doing that.
Yeah.
So you can huddle. That's the
I mean,
first thing
they
you
got-
got to yell to. Stay tight. Make
That
sure your
was
foot don't
crazy,
hit the
though.
ball. Make sure your foot is out the way. They definitely doing that already.
All right, this is the play, man. This is. I mean, this is what the strategy. And Jurrell, you can talk about this.
Look
like
at this.
This is what we did as
The right
defenders.
side. Look at the right side. It's how everybody hook behind one another.
Yeah,
The
they
hook
lock
technique
in.
allows you not to get knocked back.
Well,
Yeah.
they overloaded the side. You could tell
They
that.
did.
But
I
this,
don't
what
know,
we, but this what we do. This is
Yeah,
They
what
didn't
we,
call
and
it?
you,
They didn't call it?
how many? One,
this is what
two.
we do as defenders.
I see
We try to
five
put
on
two.
this
We
run
try
that
to
back.
put two
Sadly,
on one. We
seven.
find the fish
Or six.
and
Find the fish.
You put
I
two
think it was
on
good.
one and you just try to power through that
And you
player.
pushing from the back too. Can they do pushings?
You can't
They
push
can't do
push
pushing
from the back
anymore?
no
You can't
more,
push
no.
anymore. No.
So that
But
means
it's
he got
funny 'cause the
he got
offense can do
destroyed.
it, so-
you know how like you get
it's
you know how on
just some of those
defense you get
rules.
pancaked by a double team?
Yes.
Reverse pancake right
Yeah.
here.
First pancake right there.
Yeah, but
Reverse
this
pancake.
I didn't know there was 7 people on that line that side too.
Let's see what's going down here.
We're seeing
So
something
they
different.
continue
huh?
they continue to cheat.
1, 2, 3, 4,
1, 2,
5.
3,
There's
4,
5 on
5.
the right.
Somebody might moved after the snap.
No, before the snap, there was 7. I'm sure that's true.
All right, y'all's gonna pull up the clip where they have 7 on the line of scrimmage before. You guys don't forget to hit us with a thumbs up. It's not for the Broncos loss, it's for us here at the the post game show. And I don't understand how we lost this game. That's why I feel like I'm a little bit
I
lost
understand.
for words for the way
still
that this
saying the
lost.
word?
Like I don't know
Can't
who
help
to
it.
blame. I know there was a play to blame, but other than that, I felt like the Broncos did enough to win this game, and I was hopeful that they would get a
1,
win.
2, 3, 4.
But one
is that-
player's off.
Yeah, that guy's back. It
if
doesn't
he's
matter.
off, he can be
off
on
the
there.
ball.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's off. So unless he goes up, it's not a penalty. So I don't want to call the refs for, another thing when they've already done so much.
Goodness.
But shout out to our friends over at Bird Call. Bird Call is all about all natural chicken goodness with a fully customizable menu. We're talking chef-created salads, award-winning tenders and nuggets, incredible tots and fries, creamy milkshakes. You name it, they've got it. I know. But Bird Call is really good. I actually DoorDash Bird Call last week, and I think it was maybe my first time having it. I was surprised at how good Bird Call was, and I definitely will have Bird Call again. And they were actually voted Denver's best chicken sandwich in the Westworld Reader's Choice Awards. Locals love them, and for a good reason. Bird Call is more than just a meal. It's an experience with high-quality ingredients and awesome service. You guys got to go check out Bird Call. Find a Bird Call location near you. It's very, very good. They got like a Dallas hot chicken sandwich that's phenomenal. You guys got to check them out. Bird Call was hatched in Denver, Colorado, and now has 8 restaurants across the Front Range, with more openings soon. Get over to Bird Call and get your hands on a bird in a box. Right now, DNVR fans can score 20% off at Bird Call with promo code DNVR. Get down to Bird Call or order online at eatbirdcall.com and grab this offer now through the end of the month.
Also, check out Bet365. I almost made a lot of money today.
Oh,
Broncos
man.
were, what was it? I think it was 3-1 odds for the Broncos to win that one.
Man.
But
What a bummer.
it is what it is. It is what it is. Between that and the Montana loss last night, this weekend stung a bit. But we've got Sunday Night Football tonight. The Lions are guaranteed to win. I guarantee it. So we're going to get it all back. Bet365 is awesome. They've got 10,000 different boosts every month, so you can pick your favorites. We've got the DNVR boost every week for the Broncos game. So many different perks and features and all that sort of stuff, including if you sign up right now, you get the deal we've always been talking about, which is you make a $5 bet, you get $200 in bonus bets. But the twist now is that you also get 2 months of Altitude Plus from Bet365. So it's a great deal if you want to watch the Avs and the Nuggets or whatever else is on Altitude. We love them because they support us, and we appreciate if you support them too. So go sign up. Use the code DNVR365. Must be 21 or older. Physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, guys, and once again, we got to thank our friends over at Bet365 for sponsoring this podcast. We've talked about everything, man. It's tough because you want to break down the game in every aspect, but you know that whatever you break down is going to lead to one play.
Exactly.
We talked about the offense. We talked about the defense. I thought special teams played well. Marvin Mims finally had a nice long return. But nevertheless, it came down to one play, one heartbreaking play. Like, I just knew we had to win. Me and Yaya were sitting here talking about what the tagline was going to be, and it was all about the Broncos winning, beating the undefeated Chiefs. I know this game matters. I know that ultimately we are still the 7th seed, so we're still making the playoffs. So, everything we need is still in front of us, and we do get to play the Chiefs again. And hopefully at home, we'll make more positive plays to be able to get a win.
Yeah. Came into the week with a 1-game lead over the Colts and Bengals, and the Colts lost, and the Bengals lost, and the Broncos lost. So you're right back where you started.
Yeah.
Also have a tough game against the Falcons this week.
Oh, nice game.
Oh, whoa, that's a tough one. That's one like you don't want coach to bring that up in practice. You don't.
That's bad.
Oh,
Hands up.
No.
Like you have no power from that position. I mean, you guys have anything to say?
Just look at my face right now. Just straight disgust.
Just
But
disgusted.
nah, that's
by
just straight
that.
disgust right there, dog. Like,
Well, I mean, I feel like that maybe
there's a
it
fish.
shouldn't be pressure.
There's a fish every
But
week.
next week, that puts a lot of emphasis in this next game to actually come out with a victory, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
every
don't want to
game's
go
important.
0-3 through these
That's
three.
what I'm saying.
I know there are 3 tough games, but you don't want to go 0-3 through this stretch.
No, because you still have 2 late games, like you said, that are going to be worth something or going to be tough games, the Chiefs and the Bengals.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. You just hope it doesn't linger. You just hope they don't, keep this on their brain and they go out and just do what they can do. Did the Falcons win today? They were down last time I checked.
Let me see.
I think they lost. They were down 17-7.
Lost 20-7.
20-7.
Yep.
Yeah.
Derek Carr threw for 269, so slowed down the second half.
Yeah. So the Falcons are definitely beatable. Like,
Right.
They're not superheroes. I mean, they have some big names on offense, but I don't think that they're an awesome team by any stretch.
Do they have more weapons than the Chiefs?
Kyle Pitts, Bijan, Kirk Cousins. I mean, I think they may be very similar as far as makeup of stars. Maybe have one wide receiver better than the Chiefs.
How is their defense?
Better than
looking this
Hopkins?
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Hopkins,
not
but
prime Hopkins, but
Okay.
Hopkins now. I mean,
Okay.
he's not the same guy, but their defense is solid.
Solid
Usually solid. They got a couple good pieces there, but as I look forward to that game, I think that's a very winnable game for the Broncos. I think this game wasn't a game that a lot of people picked the Broncos to win, but it ended up being a very winnable game for the
Very
Broncos.
winnable
So
game.
if they can continue with this energy, I felt like they executed like a top tier team, especially defensively. Like they got after Patrick Mahomes, they were able to corral Kelce. They made a running back their leading receiver. Like top tier, that's everything you want from a top tier defense. They played really well, and it sucks that you don't get a win after a game like that. Like they should be going home celebrating, not drinking because you can't drink on the team plane, but when they land, you know what I'm saying?
No, exactly. I mean, we expect the defense to play well, and they went out there and, of course, backed that up. But on the other side of the ball, offense was actually putting drives together,
They were really
keeping you
working.
off the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Putting points on the board,
Yeah.
having you letting the defense play with a lead. Like, those are the differences from the other previous games and this game that we you know what I mean? It was just, it sucks to lose this way. So, I'm excited to see what this defense is going to look like on turf.
Yeah.
On some turf next week. You know what I mean? They might be coming off that edge crazy next week. So, I'm excited to see that at least. But, it's definitely a heart wrencher when you lose like that.
And the offense never really put the defense in a bad spot.
Nope, no
Like,
turnovers.
none.
There was that one drive where they started about the 50 in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs did.
Yep.
But other than that, they basically pushed them back and made them go the length of the field.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it enough for a young quarterback to be protecting the ball as well as Bo is doing it. Like, first two games, I know he had 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, but since then, he's really gone on a tear and been able to protect the football. Today, he had 2 touchdowns. Like, for me, I see Bo as a future. I'm not saying that he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but our future, rests with Bo Nix. No, Sean?
Right? No, you said some great things there. I love that. I love that you say he's not going to be a Hall of Famer or anything.
No, I didn't say he's not. I'm just saying I'm not like ready to call him a Hall of Famer, but I'm saying that he
He has a
our
potential
future.
as long as he get that. But I mean,
Whoa, you said Bo Nix is a potential
Wow.
Hall of Famer?
I mean,
Clip it.
anyone,
Hey, clip it, clip it, yeah, here.
anyone
Clip it.
could be a Hall of Famer
No,
if
no,
you put
no,
that
no,
work
no, no.
in.
You weren't talking about Bo like this last week.
No, I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer. No.
You
Nowhere
saw some
near that.
consistency.
So is it safe to
No,
say you're
nowhere
starting
near
to
that.
become
I'm just saying you
a
can
believer?
work
I think he
and prepare
is.
yourself and keep on playing well to be a freaking Hall of Famer. Not just him, somebody anyone. But nah, bro, it was just a good game all day. I don't know.
Three had three
It's
good
not
games
really-
consistently, right?
Consistently.
Back-to-back 3
Yeah.
games? You said you needed 3 consistent games. I just want to know. Believer or no?
Tell us.
Okay, we
He's
close there,
starting.
y'all.
Close.
We're there.
Yeah.
We're there.
You got him started.
Close. Yeah, it's fun. No, I'm just trying to figure out what is it. I mean, you put some pieces around Bo,
Yeah.
That's all it's been missing.
What do you think he needs?
and that's fine. I mean,
you
you
had
put some
to-
really guys that can do what some of these elite receivers can do. Take a 5-yard route and take it to the crib.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, you saw that at Oregon. Yeah, he can give it to you and then let those players go make the play. Yeah. If you get those people around you, yes. But he can't do a Mahomes where there's no names on the offense and he's still doing what he does. I don't think he's that guy, but you can still win with him. You can
Yeah.
still win.
Wait, we didn't talk about the tight ends, man. Like, the tight ends played today, man. They did what they needed to do. Like, Troutman had 1 catch for 34 yards. That's a huge play. Kroll had 2 catches for 21 yards. Like, I felt like the tight ends were being utilized more today than they had in other weeks, besides outside of that National Tight End Day where they really utilized them. Like, the tight ends were running, and they were running good routes. They weren't running trash routes. Troutman's comeback that he ran, I thought was a very good route by a tight end. Like, When the tight ends are utilized, they're not trash. They're not elite, but I think they're a very good group when they're utilized.
Yeah. I mean, they gave you 3 plays. And I think like a 10-yarder, 11-yarder, and a 34-yarder.
Yeah.
Like if you get that out of your tight ends, you're in decent shape.
It's so funny though. I mean, because it hurts me, right? Because yes, you want to be up for those kind of games, but it's just like we're like settling so much. I feel like because we haven't seen them. This should be an everything game. It shouldn't be like, oh my goodness. I know that's what makes me upset.
But for me, it's always like utilization versus not producing. Like I think a pass and a drop is different than no passes, no targets.
Yeah.
So for me, first time we target you in weeks, you go for 34 yards. Okay, we probably need to get some more targets because either the defense is not ready for you to be a threat, or you're probably a little bit better than we thought, and we need to get you more utilized in this offense. And that's why I feel like I'm at right now with these tight ends.
The first thing you said.
What?
That people are not expecting you to, right? You're more leaning towards.
No, is that what you're saying? You're saying that
that's what I would lean towards. That's what you're leaning towards.
Not game planning for them, and so they're open. So that's where.
Right.
So utilize that.
Yeah. Use it till it doesn't work.
Coach. Goodness gracious, coach. Yes. Do what's working, yes.
Yeah. Do what's
Goodness
working.
gracious. I
think that's the slogan for the Broncos from now on out.
Do what's
working. And kicking game-winning field goals is probably not it, but if you guys are stressed out about the game and you know you're a little bit amped, you got to choose chill. You got to check out our friends over at Coors Light. You know, when the mountains are blue, they're ready for the crew. And, you know, work can be stressful. Life can be stressful at times. And today, this game was definitely stressful. I was looking at the Toyota chat, seeing some people that are lost for words, don't know what to say about the game. It's gut-wrenching. Their hearts are broken, and I totally understand them. So you got to take some time to make sure you take care of yourself. And you got to choose a Coors Light. So I'm definitely going to have one after tonight's game. I got to take a deep breath. And I am excited, though. I think Knowshon just said he's a believer, so that makes me happy. So I'll make sure I'll choose cheer. And you want to make the most out of the times. You choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Remember to celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company in Golden, Colorado.
I love it, man. And choose our friends over at Westera Credit Union as well, which was founded in 1934 here in Colorado with 9 locations in Denver metro area. Started by 8 teachers, you know what I mean? So you know the teachers are ready to get you prepared. You know what I mean? They're great with working with you and educating you and getting you ready and getting you financially prospering, you know what I mean, in life. And that's what these people did, and that's what they do with their credit union. And as a member, you see that come through, you know what I mean? So they have something over there called Smart Money Checking. A Smart Money Checking account is awesome for those who want to make small deposits and earn bigger earnings. You can earn up to 6% annual percentage yield on your first $2,000 each month. That's up to $120 a year. Then your next chunk of cash will make you 3% APY and so on after that. So give them a try. Go over there and check them out. In addition to earning the interest, those accounts also come with rewards, a rewards debit card with no monthly or maintenance fees. I mean, come on, go over there and check them out.
I'm convinced.
That's what I'm saying. Go over there and check them out.
I'm going to sign up.
So you're earning money doing these things, and you're already doing. You can earn money doing what you're already doing with your accounts. You know what I'm saying? So head over to westercu.com/smartmoney for more details. Membership eligibility required, insured by NCUA. Restrictions and conditions apply. Go over there and get your money right, man.
And shout out to our friends over at Bet365. Remember to download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365 and you sign up. All right, we got to get to our UC Health Live Extraordinary moment of the game presented by UC Health. Unfortunately, the moment of the game is the block kick. I mean, we're in the loser's lounge, so everything couldn't be peachy, but that's the moment that the game changed. Like, if we had kicked this ball and made it in, it would have been the Live Extraordinary moment of the game for good reasons. So we didn't get it done, but at the end of the, you can head
Would
to
that
UC
be?
Health. The moment of the game,
actually
for
a good
sure.
question.
I don't think so. I'm going to say something else. Go ahead, finish.
The moment of the game is when you win the game.
Go ahead, go ahead.
You can head to UCL.org
argument.
tomorrow and take care of your mental health today so you can have a better tomorrow. Okay, so what would your moment of the game have been?
For me, the moment of the game is the sprint out. I don't know if that was a dirt out, but it was a sprint out to court. He gets inside leverage, and Bo makes the pass.
Did that win
dots
us the
him.
game?
It put us down there in field goal position.
It's why we were able to run the clock. It's why he didn't give the ball
Did that win
back.
us the game?
No, it didn't.
So we saying, all right, a chip shot that
It's just assumed you make
If he
it.
would have made
Right.
it,
It's
if
always
he would've-
assumed.
If he would have
No,
made the
if he
kick, it
made
wouldn't have
it.
not been a moment again.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
If you,
No,
if-
because they did so much great stuff on offense
Yeah.
throughout the day. Period.
get us even down
on
there.
defense also. Period.
To even get
that
you
the
down
kick itself
there.
would have just solidified the win.
Hey.
I don't think it would have been a moment of the game.
wow.
Michael Jordan, pull up at the free throw line, cash to win the game. That's the moment. It don't matter what Mike did the rest of the game.
But no, it's like
That's-
it's like if you hit your free throws at the end of the game, you know?
Yeah, that's just
No.
It's free.
That's
This
what
is
the-
free.
that's what the
Like
field
you
goal
assume
is.
you're making
Right,
it.
right, right.
There's
You
no
assume you're making
defenders
it.
in free
You're
throw.
saying-
You
that's
see
what
right there.
you're
That's
saying.
not
Oh,
a.
that
That's not a free
shouldn't be
throw.
defended.
No, I see what he's saying. He's saying like that's like making free throws to win the game, and saying that's the highlight,
the
of,
highlight
the
of
game.
the day.
Kicks are not given.
So
If it
free
was
throws
60,
are
if it was
given.
60 yards down the field and he kicked that joint and kicked it up there, that would be
Right,
a moment of the
right.
game.
This is a chippy.
You talking about 5 yards?
We wouldn't be talking about the kick if
We
You
we
guys
gave
are
it up on
all. You guys are
Oh,
all.
right?
Yeah.
We would not be talking about the kick if it wasn't blocked.
I get your special teams captain. Like that's
I was.
you.
That
Yeah.
wouldn't happen.
I was a defensive captain too, so don't
I
blame
know,
me.
I
You
know,
what
but
I'm
you're
saying?
a special teams appreciator.
But you guys are all talking crazy, so let's go out to the hotlines and hear from somebody who's a little bit more sane. Let's bring in my guy Zach. What's the energy like from that Broncos locker room right now? How are the guys feeling? What are the vibes?
I have to say the vibes are completely different than what's going on in the Toyota Lounge right now. I did not hear a single laugh in there. This is as depressed of a locker room as you could imagine. The most depressing locker room I've been in, and it's because that the Broncos knew that they had this game locked up. They were ready to hand the Super Bowl champs their very first loss, and it was absolutely ripped out of their hands. Guys, there were a couple of guys in that locker room on the verge of tears. Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Malcolm Roach. This thing meant so much to them, and they thought they had it won. On all sides of the ball, the defense thought they had it won when they stopped Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and forced him to kick a field goal, even though it gave the Chiefs the lead. Then the Broncos offense did as good of a job as you could do. They got the ball back with almost 6 minutes
Yes,
left
sir.
and put together over a 10-play, 43-yard drive to get a 35-yard field goal. That is about as picture perfect as you could draw it up. And Alex Forsythe just got bullied on the line of scrimmage on that extra point, and that's what happened. As Sean Payton said after the game, he hasn't looked at the film, so he didn't know it was Alex Forsythe, but he said the left side of the line absolutely collapsed, and that's exactly what happened. The Broncos had the Chiefs beat, and then it was just torn away from them with a field goal mismanagement and protection there. And so it was about as depressing of a locker room as you could be in. And that's a good thing because you don't want them hooting and hollering after a game like that. You want this to hurt. And that's exactly the feeling in the Broncos locker room after the game. Sean Payton, actually, Audric Estime told us, Sean Payton told him after the game, this is one of the toughest losses he's ever been a part of. Sean Payton's been around for a long time and has seen a lot of tough losses. And this is one of the toughest that he's been a part of.
Do you think pain can be a good thing?
That's what she said.
It can. Whoa, my goodness,
go.
Todd. Whoa.
Forget this mic.
I think it can be, Henry. And it was interesting in the Broncos locker room after the game. Some of these guys wanted to use this as a building block, but others, when you ask Nick Bonito, can this be used as a building block for this team being so close to being the Super Bowl champs? He said, no, this isn't a building block. We just have to win. And so that was the biggest divide in the Broncos locker room, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad divide. Some guys saying, man, we're so close to beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead. This is an undefeated Super Bowl champs right now, and we were this close to beating them. And then other guys saying, no, we're there already. We are this good. We can compete with these guys. We don't want to just compete. We want to win. And I think this shows exactly the verge of where this team is on right now. And it's a much better verge than where they were last week. Last week, we're saying, man, okay, just get into the playoffs, and that's a successful season. After coming in here and almost beating the Chiefs, things could have changed for the Broncos. And now you can still say that they changed. So moral victories is kind of the other way to phrase that question. And you can't walk away from here not feeling better about this Broncos team, specifically Bo Nix and this defense. I mean, this entire team outside of special teams and special teams. Marvin Mims even had a really good return today. But the defense held the Chiefs to a season-low 16 points. And the Broncos offense was non-existent in the first quarter, non-existent in the third quarter, non-existent in the beginning of the fourth quarter, showed up in the second quarter big time, and then showed up when it mattered the most. And for a rookie quarterback with Bo Nix to drive his team in this hostile environment, for him to drive them all the way down the field at the end of the game and put them in position to easily win, boy, Sean Payton called it a gutsy performance after the game.
Hey, Zach, can this bring the guys closer, or can this start to separate you? Because, I mean, you start pointing fingers. You're like, bro, you mentioned it, how great this defense played, man. They played great today and have that all. I mean, no one's going to be talking about the sacks. No one's going to be talking about the pressure. I mean, we've had those games where you have a great game and then no one's talking about it because you lose. Is this something that can bring the guys closer, though, and say, bro, all right, let's really lock down and get focused when it comes to the small details?
Yeah, there's no doubt, Knowshon, especially with the emotion so high at the end of the game and so high after the game. This could separate a team. I don't think it's going to separate this team, though, because both sides did enough. Obviously, defense did a tremendous job, and you talked about the sacks. They got to Patrick Mahomes way more than the numbers would indicate. Nick Bonito had the game of his life. He was a man on fire. He could have easily had 4 or 5 sacks in this game. Only comes away with 1 because of some crazy circumstances. But the defense played great, but the offense put them in a position to win. It was the special teams that let them down at the end of the game, and special teams has not been the Broncos' issue this year so far. So I think this is something that's going to bring them closer. And, man, I do not want to be the Atlanta Falcons next week having to come into Denver and play in this team.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I think it's going to be a great game next week for the Broncos. Real quick question, kind of like side note. How many collars do you have on right now? Because I see quite a few. You got the...
Well, you know, the last time, Todd, that the Broncos won in Arrowhead was when Peyton Manning was here. So I tried to bring the good juju by going 3 different collars here in honor of Peyton. And the Broncos were this close to doing it. And, guys, just think about this. Knowshon, I don't know if you're a Bo-liever yet, but Bo was let's go. There you go. And because, I mean, you have to be after this game because he was this close to beating Patrick Mahomes, and not just beating the Super Bowl champs, handing them their very first loss of the season. And he simply just outperformed Patrick Mahomes in this game. Patrick Mahomes thought he had the game-winning drive at the end of the game. The Bo Nix one-ups him with a literal perfect ending to the game until, again, that blocked field goal.
Did Taylor Swift look happy?
Henry, I'm not looking at Taylor Swift this game. I was watching the Broncos dominate. She was there. Zac Stevens and Taylor Swift.
She was there.
How were you able to talk to Audric Estime after the game? I felt like, he was the Broncos' leading rusher. Sean, he said he would get more touches. He did. He didn't fumble the ball. Although they lost, how are his spirits about his performance today, if you were able to talk to him?
Well, his spirits are pretty high, and Todd, I was able to talk to him after the game, and I mean, I can understand he was bummed about how the game finished, but you could tell how much confidence the Broncos and Sean Payton put in him in this game. Not just the leading rusher in terms of yards, the leading rusher in terms of carries, and then at the end of the game, when the Broncos are simply running the clock out, it's Audric Estime getting the ball. That shows, man, we're not worried about your fumble issues that you've had. That is the ultimate sign of confidence from Sean Payton to Audric Estime. And in fact, after the game, he said this performance and really them turning the running game over to him is going to make him, quote, a monster moving forward. And this is a guy, man, who can be a monster in a bowling ball. And we saw it. This is Audric Estime's team, guys, in terms of the running game. This is his team moving forward. He is going to be the Broncos' #1 running back, just like he was today. This was not a fluke. The Broncos wanted to get Marvin Mims involved in this game, but that's kind of a game-by-game situation. This is not the case with Audric Estime. This is his team, but in terms of the running game moving forward. So expect to see a lot of number 23.
I'm excited, man. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow when you're in studio and we break down this game. We're gonna let you go because I know you got to catch your flight and get back out of there.
Sir.
And we'll see you tomorrow morning when it's time to break down this game.
Always great.
If we want to, I mean, it's heart wrenching, but I think we have to.
Yep, we've got to. It's heart wrenching, and just know, man, Broncos country is probably dying out there. It's hurting the locker room even harder right now, and that's a good thing because it shows how much they care. And that was kind of the echoing statement in the Broncos locker room after the game was, man, this sucks, this hurts, and it's because it means so much to us. So I expect them to bounce back big time next week. Again, I don't want to be the Atlanta Falcons next week coming into Denver.
Exactly, man. Well, much love. We'll see you when you get back.
For sure.
All right, see you, fellas.
Safe travels.
Alrighty.
All right, man.
I don't
think,
just one thing. I don't know. It's just something. It's just wrong with me sometimes. All right, so that's what would have been the highlight, right? Or would have been the headline. Bo Nix gives the Chiefs their first loss.
Yeah. Probably get Patrick Mahomes in there too.
Yeah.
Bo Nix beats Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just. I mean, yes,
That's
it
what
was such a good game.
It was a bad one.
No, he did
that would have been a
not.
great. He would have scored more points.
Yes,
I don't give a dang.
What you mean?
I'm giving. If it wasn't for the defense, then offense we wouldn't even be there.
Every team has an offense and a defense.
No, bro.
The
The Denver Broncos defense hands Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs their first loss.
What do you mean?
That's what the headline
So right
should
now,
be.
are you saying that the Kansas City Chiefs defense
Bro,
beat the Denver Broncos?
I'm just saying, like, that's for, like, he
their
played very,
defense-
very, very, very well.
Did the defense or
He
offense
didn't go out
beat
there and
us?
take the win.
What do you mean?
The defense went out there and taken the win.
They did the same amount. He did the same amount as Patrick Mahomes. He
All
had
right.
a little bit less
Now
yards. That's it.
Another
Put
touchdown
Bo-
though.
Put Bo on the Chiefs. And have
yards
this
for
defense
yards
come in
is a
at Bo.
win. Yards for yards is a win.
I'm just saying, man. That's just come on, y'all gotta see through that, man. For real,
No, I'm not.
y'all gotta see through that.
I'm not
man.
letting you go back on what you said. You said you were believing. Now you're trying to
Nah.
change it.
See how I said he played.
He started loving
Really?
it. Now he want to go
Yeah,
back.
he
He's
wanna
saying,
go back.
But
He's scared to
but,
quit.
For no reason, though.
But you're overhyping someone. You're doing the Sean Payton. You're overhyping it again.
No, we're not saying.
What do you
it's-
mean?
No, what do you mean? We said he
He
had a good game.
He had a good game.
You just said he was a really
But
good
if
game.
it wasn't for the defense,
But you start
it
feeling
wouldn't have-
Latino
it wouldn't have
feelings.
been. It wouldn't have been.
He matched Patrick
context.
Mahomes.
Is it touching your heart
Can we
a
do
little
that?
bit that
He
he's
did it.
doing
Okay.
good?
You can't
Okay,
say he
But
did
okay,
it.
all right. I would like to put it in the headline for me.
Bo Nix matches Patrick Mahomes.
And beats the Chiefs.
And Denver Broncos beat the Chiefs.
Okay, all
We
right.
could get behind that?
Golly,
All right.
let's look at
I
these
should
super
get
chats.
behind that. Okay.
Super chats.
What about
Oh,
well, he did lead him down the field.
He did. True.
He did.
True.
some great handoffs.
All right, Bo leads them down the field to hand. Okay, so, all right.
Okay.
I'm just saying, y'all be sleeping on this. Why all this is happening? It's all happening, and they're in these conversations and in these games because of the defense.
The
though.
defense played really well.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. All right. Super chats.
All right, next super chat coming in from Troy Anderson. You got to send another one, Troy. You got to tell us something. Tell us what you want to say. Troy, yeah. Shout out to VT92. I laid on the floor and said, watch, Denver is back. And then that SH ****. Yeah, it was bad, man. Denver was back. It felt like we were back. And then
Well, they were already throwing stats up on the screen. Like, Denver's the last time Denver has won in
Yep.
Arrowhead
Everybody
was in
was ready for it.
2015.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everyone's getting ready for it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Block field goal might be the worst way to go. Either that or like
Or
the,
Hail Mary. Which
the
one?
pitch play. No,
block
it's a
or
pitch
Hail
play.
Mary. Which one?
The thing about the block is you think you have it.
Yes.
Okay.
Hail
know
Mary,
you
I guess
have
you
it.
think you have it too. Yeah.
Yeah, you know you have it.
Ugh.
All right, next super chat coming from Durka. Durka, we appreciate the super chat.
Yes.
You can always comment and let us know if you want to say anything else. Next one coming in from Nick Peterson. Can you explain how Mahomes didn't get called for grounding that led to KC first field goal? Felt like the refs gifted KC's first 10 points after the flag on Benito's sack.
That one kind of
that
went over
led to
like,
the
was it
touchdown.
over Kelsey's head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was non-catchable. They shouldn't have called it. It goes. You can't challenge the ref, but they
Yeah.
definitely beat us today. The refs beat us today,
Yes.
for sure.
What was your stance on it? Because you had a specific stance as the offensive player. for that no call for the I guess grounding where he was in the pocket. He was going down.
I thought we were saying I thought we was somewhere in the vicinity. I don't remember that one. I remember when it went 20 yards down the field but out of bounds. Was that the one y'all talking about?
No, this was inbounds, and I think you were saying like if it goes past the line of scrimmage, nobody has to be in the vicinity. But if it goes, no.
Yeah, as long as the ball crosses,
that's what you were saying.
As long as the ball crosses over the line of scrimmage, you don't get intentional grounding. It's just an incomplete pass. The ball has to cross the line of scrimmage. If the ball doesn't cross the line of scrimmage, there's no runner or receiver in the vicinity, then it's intentional grounding.
Okay, but you can throw it anywhere past the line, and it doesn't matter who's around.
You can be standing.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if that's the case.
I think that's if you're out of the pocket.
Yeah, if you're out of the pocket.
I could be standing right there, and you can be standing over there against there.
Okay.
And I throw it down the middle of the field because I'm just tending to throw it, and it hits the ground. It's an incomplete. They're gonna look at him. Who the hell are you throwing the ball to? That's all they're gonna do. Who are you throwing that ball to? When the ball oversells over a player, they don't say intentional grounding.
No. It has to be, a player has to be in the vicinity. If a player's no players in the vicinity, you can throw you can throw 3 yards away. 3 yards away from a player, but as long as he's in the vicinity, I think that's what causes it to be not intentional.
Not when the ball crosses the line of scrimmage.
I don't know, man. I can't.
The ball has
it's all about the refs, man. At the end of the day, it's execution, man. I mean, I can't give it to the refs. I know y'all saying the refs, but don't put yourself in those positions.
It's one block. If they make one block, it doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, you still had a chance to win. I don't know. It's always hard for me to, unless you're the Saints and remember in that playoff game where the guy actually tackled him. I'm like, bro, how's that not a penalty?
Yep.
But you don't put it on the refs, man.
Yeah.
And you had an opportunity to win it.
Yeah, keep the game in
there
your
was a few
hands.
things. I'm sure there's a few things on the Broncos side too that they just didn't call or vice versa. So
yeah. Next super chat coming in from Trey Anderson. When will anyone start talking about Lutz not being clutch? End of the half or end of the game? He doesn't show up.
Really?
I don't know. I can't say that one was Will Lutz's fault.
The 60-yarder before halftime, he didn't have the leg for it. I don't think that's really on him. He's just probably not capable.
And who knows what if the win was swirling?
Exactly. And then end of game, it gets blocked. Though he has 3 misses this year. I think there was one week one there. These two. I'm not. I don't blame Will Lutz.
60's hard for anybody.
He hasn't attempted enough for me to be like, dang, he be missing a lot. Or I haven't seen enough of it to say that. But it's your opinion. I get it.
Yeah. Next super chat coming in from, is that DeHoy? How did Court have a good game? He effed up the field goal and dropped multiple first downs. Also, who missed the block? I think it wasn't Court's best game. I think he definitely left some plays out there on the field. I think he was still the Broncos' best receiver by far, but he did leave some plays out there tonight.
He made the play he needed. Like that third down catch at the end gave him a chance. Like the game should have been over. Like the Broncos should have done enough. He definitely screwed up a couple others. They should have had 3 more points before half. But
yeah, I'm saying. I mean, some of that one slant, I get it. The ball was high. That boy, he hit him with the gator. He hit him with the gator arms. That boy was out there like that with it. I was like, oh, you can't show a defense. You're a little bit nervous to come across the middle and take one of those hits.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball was kind of high, but
I think today's
it
was a definition of inconsistent to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the fact you showed up, made some great plays, and then it wasn't a bad play. It was like you was scared. To me, it was like he was afraid.
Yeah.
Like gator arms, the one when he caught the ball, hit him in the chest. Like, he tensed up on all the plays knowing he's going to get hit. I don't know if he's just been getting sent across that middle a little too much now or what, but I think a lot of it,
chill out. That's Todd's top 10
that's
receiver
top 10
in the league.
boy.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's what I'm saying.
He had back-to-back 100-yard
No, I
games.
get it.
In this
I'm just
game,
saying.
he
Touchdown.
had
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
touchdown.
Don't be
He
talking bad about him. That's what I'm saying.
He do his
Don't talk about
thing.
him.
He don't do
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
But when you are a number one guy, you're a guy who go out here and play like you're supposed to. You got paid that bread.
Yeah.
You can't gator arm, not a catch.
Yeah,
I don't care what you do.
I think this game was not about utilization. Like, there's been a couple games where he hasn't been being utilized, but the past 3, they've definitely been getting him the ball and getting him
with
the
small
rock.
mistakes.
Still top
this
10 in
game
my
was
book.
beat by small mistakes.
Next super chat coming in from Mr. Rocket. Guys, being in the locker room, how badly do you think this heartbreaker will affect the team? I don't want them to have a loss, hangover, just shrug it off. What do you guys think?
I don't think it should affect them that much. Yeah, it's going to be a bummer. They're going to be a little frustrated and be upset. But I don't think it should be one of those things where they go and say, "Oh, we're a sorry team. We can't compete with nobody." It's one of those games where you go and you got like it goes back to what I'm saying. We got to clean up our mistakes. That's what's been beating us. It's penalties, small mistakes, critical plays. Where we clean up those small details, we're sitting where the Chiefs are really at right now. Honestly, we got to just clean up small little details that's been beating us for no reason. And when you go back and watch the film, I'm pretty sure Coach like, "Come on, this is day one stuff, guys. This is day one stuff." And they get beat off the whole call, PI call. And yeah, it can be called once in a while, not called once in a while. But if you know you're going to be the team getting all the penalty calls, it's time to tighten it down, right?
Yeah. Attention to details.
Yeah.
Attention to details.
And this is one of the games that will bring you closer. I mean, this is one of the weeks that you don't listen to social media. You don't listen to all the stuff that's said to you about you on ESPN or whatever. You know what I mean? You get back to the ground with your teammates. You come closer, right? And you want this week to go by super fast. You want to get to that next week so you can get back on that field and punish somebody because you're that mad. You know what I mean? So this is one that you just get past and get ready for that next one.
Seems like it goes one way or the other. Like either like everybody bonds and like we almost had it and things go better, or you could look at things and it could spiral.
Yeah,
I think they're young enough to have like that kind of never say never mentality or that ability to bond. I think usually when things kind of like go bad, it's usually a lot of vets in the room that have been in bad situations before. I think this team is young enough and Sean has enough of a voice that he can kind of get them, back on track and where he needs to be. Next super chat coming in from DeHoy. Draft a wide receiver. Jesus Christ. I don't think Jesus Christ is coming out in the draft next year. I do.
Put him at quarterback.
But I do think that, a wide receiver, tight end, skill position player is somebody that we should target in the next draft.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, next super chat coming in from Skylar Mills. Todd, was that normal field goal personnel or do we have like a max protect? How's that happen? I think there's only one field goal. There's one.
It's all max protect.
There's one field goal block. They're all max protect, and they all want every kick to be good. So I think that was the best that we had to offer the Chiefs in that moment. Steve played the game. If we won, the pass Bo through to extend the last drive and keep Mahomes on the bench.
He's saying that would have been the play of the game. Yeah, that would have been. I think that would have been.
I think that pass to Cortland on 31 was better than that. For
the one that was behind him that he had to.
The touchdown. The early one.
31 touchdown.
But that was in a moment of the
yards.
game. That was in a moment of the game. That was just a good play in the game.
It's too early.
Easy throw.
Too early.
Yeah, that was
That's
a
what
moment
you
in the
guys
game.
did.
Like, things
That does set the
changes
tone,
the
though.
trajectory.
That's what you guys just said. You guys just had a moment in the game. I'm talking about the game winning or losing play, and you guys are talking about a moment in the game. So I bring up a moment in the game. Now we can't bring up moments in the game.
We
said that wasn't a good moment in the game.
winning play.
The game changing. That's what.
That third down to
I'm over you
to Sutton. That definitely that was for sure.
That's why Mahomes didn't get the ball.
Yeah.
And you just assume you make the kick.
You got to make
which
that
apparently is a bad assumption.
Now you got Hank agreeing with you. I'm with him every day.
Yeah.
Now he didn't switch.
That's how it works.
No, yeah. No, I'll get you back before the NFL. I'm going to need you tomorrow.
Next one, Andy B. If the Broncos keep playing the way that it needs to, the luckiest field goal kick blocked with. It looks promising. Love DNVR. Thank you, Andy, man. I think if the Broncos keep playing this way, minus any more field goal blocks, they'll be a really, really good team in the future. And I think that they'll continue to play well.
I still want to see more. Maybe more points. It would be nice. I mean, 14 is cool. I don't know, man.
Should have been 17. Could have been 20 if you hit the other kick, too.
Right. That looks better. It
looks better. They only got the ball once in the third quarter. Because the Chiefs just ate so much clock.
Man.
Yep. It is what it is. Next super chat coming in from the big Tabowski. Yo, Hank, I need cheering up after the game. Please give Knowshon a high five from me for being one of the most passionate Bronco players of all time. Run, block, catch, cry. He did it all. Love
you always get that.
him.
You can't get away
Love
from
him.
that.
Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it. That's hilarious.
All right, next super chat coming in from Donovan 2012. Nick Foles Hall of Fame.
Well, I wonder if we missed something.
Right? Like, well,
No, I think that was like he's going back to something I said about my cousin. I was having a conversation with him, and he was saying that Nick Foles deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
Because that one run with the
body of work, you need more, right?
exactly, you
People
need way
love
more than that.
quarterbacks.
All right, next super chat coming in from Danimo. Look on the bright side. It took the Chiefs 2023 and 2024 to break our winning streak against them. Small victories. I think that's true. We did have a one-game winning streak over the Chiefs, and we held it for about a year. We don't have it anymore, so hopefully we can get it back next time we play the Chiefs. Next super chat coming in from Maine Taylor. They picked up a flag with illegals, men downfield. Now that was crazy.
Wait, they picked it up?
Yeah.
So that was.
Scored on the next play.
They scored on the next play.
So that was on 3rd and 2.
Yep.
So if they had called it, do you accept it and make it 3rd and 7?
Yep.
Or decline it and say 4th and 2?
Yeah, no, I think you
accept
accept it. Because
You
they're
gotta push
thinking
them
like
back.
3rd and 2.
Yeah. And they did wind up scoring on 4th and 2. That
They
was the
scored on
Kelce
4th
one.
and 2.
And they had men in the end zone. Like their alignment were in the end zone when Patrick was trying to pass.
They blew it.
And they picked it
The
up.
refs
Sat
blew
there
it.
and talked about it and picked it up.
Yep.
Oh, but you don't want to talk about the refs?
But we ain't gonna talk about them
I guess they
today.
blew it, man. I mean,
All right, no more
shit.
talk about the refs.
Because we don't want to get fined.
I mean, I
right?
guess it was.
Fined.
I mean, at the end of the day, the ref wasn't holding up on the left side of that field goal. I mean,
Yeah, that definitely was the.
They had their
That's
chance.
true.
They had their chance.
Yep.
Dang.
And, you know, they say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But I guess sometimes you can take those shots and they'd be blocked too. But you guys can check us out tomorrow. We'll be here at 11 a.m. breaking down the game, talking about this, how the Broncos move forward, what can they kind of build on from this game, and get better, man. That's all the season is about, is the Broncos getting better, Bo being his best. And I think we're starting to see that, man. So tune in to us tomorrow, 11 a.m. Come check us out. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Doses.
We all silly like the mayor.